So you're thinking about moving to Issaquah, Washington, and you have no idea where the perfect place to live is? Well, in this video, I'm going to be discussing everything that you need to know about Issaquah. In fact, what I'm going to do is jump into Google Maps. I'm going to go through every area, all the shops, the restaurants, every neighborhood, you name it. You'll know exactly some of the areas you might like to live, but more importantly, the areas you may want to avoid in Issaquah. So if you're ready to get started, let's jump into it right now. Okay, got a super informative video for you today. Let's not waste any time. Jump in the computer, go into Google Maps, and let's get started. Okay, so we have Google Maps pulled up here. You'll see in the almost middle of the screen there, the red dotted line. Those are the city limits for Issaquah. And Issaquah is really conveniently located, not too far from downtown Seattle here. If we look over to the left, this is downtown Seattle over on this side here. And the way you would get into downtown Seattle is this interstate right here. This is highway I-90, and if you take I-90 westbound from Issaquah, you will follow it until it ends, and that will take you all the way right into downtown Seattle. If you're making that commute when there's no traffic at all, you're probably going to be looking around 20 minutes. If you're commuting in peak rush hour times, you can expect probably an additional 45 minutes maybe on top of that. But if you have any kind of flexibility on travel times on when you're commuting, you can really make that commute very, very easily. So just a straight shot right across I-90. Now, maybe you work in Bellevue or Redmond on the east side somewhere. That's a really easy commute as well. You'll see you take I-90 and then you will take that all the way until you reach 405. And once you hit 405, you will make that, you'll get on northbound 405. That'll take you all the way up into downtown Bellevue. And that, without traffic, probably take you 15 minutes. That's a pretty easy commute as well to get into Bellevue. Redmond, from that point, you would just jump on to 520, heading eastbound to get down into Redmond. And that would probably take you another 5 minutes to get into Redmond. So Issaquah is really, really conveniently located to get anywhere from Seattle, Bellevue, Redmond, even Kirkland, up in those areas there. It's a really, really easy commute. So that's one of the things that people really do like about Issaquah is you feel like you're kind of out from the city. It's definitely one of those suburban cities that you feel like you're away from it and you're not too far. You're right there. So pretty quick, easy shot there. Now, if you are into any kind of like outdoor activities like snow sports, skiing, snowboarding, stuff like that, you're really close to Snoqualmie Pass as well. Let me pull up that commute time for you real quick. But Snoqualmie Pass is a really popular destination to go, skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, stuff like that. That's probably like a 35 to a 36 minute commute to get up to the top of the pass there. So that's another great thing that people love about Issaquah is you're really close to Snoqualmie Pass, and if you're trying to get over into eastern Washington anywhere, you just have that straight shot right over. And I-90 actually, it starts over in Seattle and then it runs 3,000 miles to the east and ends in Boston. So it traverses the whole country. So Issaquah, the I-90, it splits Issaquah down the center. You're right there, super easy and convenient to jump onto I-90 and get just about anywhere that you need to go from there. So if you enjoy outdoor activities, Issaquah is going to be an ideal place for you. There are just a ton of things you can do outdoor, and let's spend a little bit of time highlighting those areas, showing you where you can go. We'll start with Lake Sammamish State Park, and if we zoom in here on the map, you'll see this green area here right in the middle. This is Lake Sammamish State Park. So Lake Sammamish is a pretty large lake. Let me zoom out so you can just kind of see it. Not as big as Lake Washington, as you can see, but really great lake for, you know, motorboats, paddle boards, you know, non-motorized boats, you know, just about anything that you'd want to do on the water, you can do on Lake Sammamish. And it's a really, really fun lake to hang out on, and it's a really popular spot. And Lake Sammamish State Park, you know, they have a couple different beaches that you can take advantage of here if we zoom in a little bit further. So down here to the left here, you have Tibbetts Beach, which is a little bit of a smaller beach, okay? And then next to that, you'll see there's Sunset Beach right there. So lots of sandy area to play during the summertime, of course, and just a really, really great place to hang out. They have a playground for the kids. They have soccer fields, softball fields, baseball fields, stuff like that, and picnic areas. And if you see these little green dotted lines here, lots of hiking options in the Lake Sammamish State Park as well. So, and that's kind of the next thing we'll get into, is all of the different hiking and outdoor adventure you can find in Issaquah, but there's no shortage of that in the state park either. So really, really just a great place to hang out. Beautiful homes on the lake. It's just beautiful down there. You should definitely go check it out if you're in that area. But other things that you can do, like I was talking about hiking, there's just all different kinds of options here. So if I zoom out a little bit, if you see all these green areas here, these are all hiking areas, mountainous areas that you can just go explore and just have fun. And you know, some of the more popular areas here are this one right here, Cougar Mountain, and this is great place. You'll see all of the different hiking trails right here, just outside of Coal Creek, you know, kind of in between Issaquah and Coal Creek, but a ton of trails, like several hundred acres, and just a really, really popular place to go. You go a little bit further down this way, you have Squawk Mountain, which is next to Cougar Mountain here, Squawk Mountain. And this again has a lot of different hiking options right here. And even more hiking is just to the east of that. You'll see Tiger Mountain, okay? So just miles upon miles and miles of trails, and if you're any type of outdoor enthusiast, you are going to probably really enjoy Issaquah, because it's all right there, minutes away from probably where you're coming from. And that's an activity around here that you can do year round, okay? You might have to deal with a little bit of rain during the rainier seasons, but people do it 12 months a year in Seattle, and just absolutely love it. So there's also another area here if you're into paragliding on Poo Poo Point. And I know the name kind of sounds funny. Poo Poo Point is like a very popular trailhead hiking area that you can go to. Beautiful, beautiful hike, and really kind of a funny name. It gets its name from the old like logging days when they used to do all the logging in the mountains there, and they used to communicate with the loggers by whistles, actually, and the sound of the whistle sounded like a poo poo, and I guess that's why they call it Poo Poo Point. So it kind of makes me chuckle, but you know, hey, that's how it got its name. But up on Poo Poo Point there's a paragliding area that is really, really popular. So if you're into that or interested in getting into that, you know, this is a great destination for you to do that. And that's just right there at the Tiger Mountain, you know, right at the base of it there. And then if we go a little bit further up north here, just across the I-90 here, this is the Issaquah Highlands, okay? And you'll see all this green area here. This is even more trails, okay? So Issaquah Highlands it's a master plan community up there. And if you live in the Issaquah Highlands, you pay like $80 a month like the HOA fee that helps maintain the parks up there and the trail system. And it just is really just fabulous if that's the sort of thing that you're into. You know, you're paying for it whether you like it or not, but everybody that lives up there pays a little bit of money to keep these parks looking pristine and beautiful, and the trails just keeping those top notch. So and that's up in the Issaquah Highlands area. So lots and lots of outdoor activities. If you're into bike riding, like mountain biking, there's a really cool spot up here. This is called Duthie, and Duthie Hill Mountain Bike Park. And you'll see here with the pictures, there's just a bunch of ramps set up, and you know, you can kind of just go and get lost, and just a really cool area to go ride mountain bikes, go hang out, like a big curved wall here that you ride up on the side of, and just a really popular destination for mountain bikers, trail riding, stuff like that. So outdoor activities galore here in Issaquah, and it is just a really popular area for people trying to get outside, get some fresh air. That's you know, all kinds of options: hiking, biking, nature, you know, bird watching, stuff like that. So if you like outdoors, Issaquah's your place. Okay, so if you're living in Issaquah, you're obviously going to be shopping in Issaquah, and Issaquah has no shortage of any sort of shopping centers or your shopping needs. They have you covered. Just about every big box store is, you know, they have one in Issaquah, okay? They have Costco's, they have Home Depot, they have Lowe's, you know, Fred Meyer, Target, PCC, Trader Joe's. So just about every store that you could think of is going to be located in Issaquah. And on top of that, there's a ton of smaller stores and boutique shops and just incredible restaurants just all over the place in Issaquah. And I'll just kind of point out some of those areas and show you what's where you'd be going depending on where you live here. But the first shopping area that we'll point out here is the one right off of Gilman Boulevard here, okay? So we have Gilman Boulevard right here, runs down and kind of runs parallel to I-90 there. But you have this Gilman Shopping Center right here, and there is a ton of stuff here. I mean, here's the Trader Joe's, you have the Target, REI, Safeway for doing grocery shopping, but you also have, you know, just a bunch of little stores. You see, it's kind of like little strip malls everywhere. You have Starbucks, you have little restaurants, you know, just about everything. A Chipotle right here, and you never run out of options in Issaquah. You know, everything is so close and so convenient, and you know, those are just kind of some of the bigger stores there that are located right off of Gilman. But that's a, you know, pretty popular shopping area. Maybe if you are living up in the Tallis neighborhood over this way, maybe in the kind of the Issaquah Valley neighborhood here just to the south of it. But you know, really a popular destination. Pretty much has all your shopping needs right there. Now, if we go a little bit to the east of all those shopping centers in the Gilman area there, we have Gilman Village. And if you saw the Issaquah vlog that we did, we actually visited Gilman Village, so you can kind of poke into there and see a little bit more about that. But it's a really a cool area here, and Gilman Village is just right here. All these little shops. It is basically just a group of old farm homes, logging buildings, mining buildings that this couple purchased like back in 1972, and then they put them all in this spot right here, right off of Gilman Boulevard. And there is just a ton of restaurants, boutique shops, wellness centers. There's even a preschool in there, but they all are like decorated really cool, just well taken care of. You know, they took these farmhouses down in these buildings. You know, they basically took them apart and then constructed them, put them back together right here in this Gilman Village where they sit today. So just walking through there, you kind of feel like you step back into time, and just a really cool place to visit. If you're in Issaquah, definitely check out Gilman Village. Okay, so if you head a little bit further south from Gilman Village, you just follow that down, you are going to run into Old Town Issaquah, okay? And again, if you saw the Issaquah vlog video that we did, that's where we started the tour, was in Old Town Issaquah. It's just a great historic part of town. Front Street is this main street that runs right through Old Town Issaquah, and it's just lined with different restaurants, stores, boutique shops, taverns, saloons, stuff like that. There's a rail car, like a museum right there off of Front Street. Just a really, really cool part of Issaquah, you know, kind of along that same kind of theme of Gilman Village, kind of, you know, stepping back into time. And lots of really great spots in Old Town Issaquah. Jack's Grill, this is one of the more popular, you know, steakhouses in the whole Seattle area, actually. They also have one over in West Seattle, but Jack's Grill is one of the more popular steakhouses, and that's right there in Old Town. But yeah, if I zoom in a little bit, you can kind of just see all the different shopping options that you have there. Bunch of different restaurants, and yeah, definitely check out Old Town Issaquah. You know, it's where things got started in Issaquah. So if you are curious about that kind of thing, you know, go check that out. And it's a really, really cool part of town. It's really where I like to go and hang out when I'm there. It's fun. If you go a little bit further north from Old Town Issaquah, if you just follow Front Street up, this is one of the more popular kind of drive-in food options here. It's called the Triple X Root Beer Drive-In, and just really good burgers, fries, you know, ice cream, stuff like that. Just really a popular spot in Issaquah. Definitely recommend checking them out if you're you know, looking for a good burger. That's where I would go. Now, after you're done getting your burger, if you head a little bit further north, let me zoom in a little bit here, head a little bit further north on Front Street, you're going to run into this North Issaquah shopping area right here, okay? So in here, you have a Home Depot, you have a Fred Meyer. Fred Meyer is kind of like one of those one-stop shop kind of places where they have groceries, automotive supplies, toys, clothing, pretty much everything you would need in one stop you're gonna get right there at Fred Meyer. So if you don't know what a Fred Meyer is, that's right there, and pretty handy to have. Best Buy for electronics is right there, and then just a bunch of other different little restaurants. You have a Krispy Kreme. If you are familiar with Krispy Kreme, they make a really good donut. They got, you know, those original ring donuts there that are so good and so popular. I love those. But this is another shopping area that is just kind of in that North Issaquah neighborhood. You know, maybe if you're coming up from the north here, Providence Point, you know, kind of dropping down in this area, you know, you definitely probably will be spending some time shopping in that North Issaquah shopping center. And if you live up in the Highlands part of Issaquah, you have this kind of commercial center here. So all this area right here is the Highlands, Issaquah Highlands, and it's a master plan community, okay? Everything is, you know, really conveniently located and within walking distance right here in this commercial area. You have, you know, coffee shops, you have, you know, grocery shopping, Safeway, just pretty much everything you need is right here. Not a whole lot of reason that you would need to drop down and go into any other parts of Issaquah. You know, they've really thoughtfully laid out the different stores that they have available there, and just a bunch of great restaurants, and really it's kind of a newer, modern feel to it. Let me jump into the street view here, see if I could pull that up and just show you. But, you know, everything's a little bit newer up here in the Issaquah Highlands. You know, definitely a different vibe, a different feel than what you get down in the Old town Issaquah area. And so if you're looking for that newer way of life, a lot of the homes up there are going to be built in the early 2000s and later. You'll see a ton of different townhomes, condos, single family homes. But one thing about the homes up there is usually they're on a little bit of a smaller lot. Okay. So they've, really just wanted to kind of keep everything very densely populated, very walkable, which is the benefit of that. You can really get around very easily up there. But, if you're looking for lots of land, lots of room to spread out, Issaquah Highlands might not be the spot to do that. But if you're looking for newer, modern, and high walk score, then Issaquah Highlands might be somewhere that would work for you great. Okay, let's spend some time talking about neighborhoods that you can find in Issaquah. There's several great options that are, really, each one of them has their own unique characteristics and, things that you'll expect out of each neighborhood. And let's spend a little bit of time covering those. The one I'd like to start with is the Talus neighborhood, and it's kind of located in the southwestern corner of this Issaquah city limits here, and it's just right here, Talus. It's located, you kind of tucked away into the trees, right? It kind of feels like you're living in the forest. It's on the side of the hill, side of a mountain. So a lot of the homes in there have really great views. You're going to find a good mixture of single family homes. You will also find condos and townhomes. So a really good mixture, and a lot of those homes in the Talus neighborhood are going to be on the newer side as well, kind of like what you'll find up in the Issaquah Highlands neighborhood. But, it's early 2000s and later is what you're going to see as far as homes built in that area. And, really conveniently located to shopping still. If we look just a little bit north here, this is that Gilman Boulevard, that shopping center right there. So everything is well within reach, not walkable, but still very close, okay? You can still get to Old Town Issaquah very easily, and all of that shopping right there. So Talus is a really fantastic neighborhood, lots of view homes, and very family friendly, I guess you could say. Okay, another neighborhood that I think you should definitely know about, and this one's just outside of the city limits of Issaquah, and it's right between kind of Sammamish and Issaquah, and it's the Klahani neighborhood right here. So Klahani is, again, a very family-friendly neighborhood, really close to parks, hiking trails, and outdoor activities. Up here in Klahani, you will have a little bit more room. You're going to see your lot size increase a little bit, okay? Lots of really nice single-family homes up in the Klahani neighborhood, and one of the more popular neighborhoods for sure in Issaquah, the Issaquah Sammamish area. And, if you're looking for family-friendly and a little bit more room to spread out, then Klahani might be a good option for you. Okay, if you are in the age demographic of 55 and older, and you're looking for a really, really great retirement community to live in, then Providence Point might be a good fit for you. So next to the Klahani neighborhood, if we scroll in here a little bit, just to the north end of the city limits of Issaquah, you'll see Providence Point, okay? And again, it's a 55 and older community, which, is just rich in amenities and activities to do. They have a really good mixture of single family homes as well as apartment living for 55 and older. So the adult community, and it's really, really, just like I said, it's rich in amenities, a lot to do, a lot of activities. You're not going to get bored living up in Providence Point, but if you're looking for the age restriction on the community, then Providence Point's probably one that you'd want to consider. Okay, if you're looking for a neighborhood that is a little more quiet, where it might feel like it's almost rural, where you're in the woods and maybe just aren't piled on top of each other, house next to house, then Issaquah Mountain, that neighborhood, that area might be a good place for you to consider. And Issaquah Mountain is just right here. It's just south of the Gilman Shopping Center there, Old Town Issaquah. But if you're looking for a home that has a bigger lot, maybe 1 or 2 acres or so, you're looking for more room. And like I said, you kind of have that rural feel, like you're living out in the woods, and a little bit more quiet, a little bit disconnected from the hustle and bustle of the other areas. And Issaquah Mountain might be a good fit for you if that's the type of environment that you're looking for. Okay, if you're looking for a little more luxurious and high-end neighborhood, then Montreux might be a neighborhood that you'd want to consider. And Montreux is located just kind of on the west side of Issaquah. So right here in this area, Montreux has a ton of view properties and, like I said, a lot of high-end luxury, $2 million plus homes. And a lot of them have lake views of Sammamish, territorial views of the mountains surrounding. So really just a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood, a lot of single family homes. And, you're definitely going to pay more to live in the Montreux neighborhood. Like I said, you're probably not going to find anything under $2 million in that area. So, definitely luxury, high end, but Montreux is really beautiful. And if that's where you're looking, price wise, then definitely consider Montreux. Okay, if you're looking to get closer to the lake and have that lake lifestyle, then South Cove might be the neighborhood for you. So South Cove is just a little bit north of the Montreux neighborhood across I-90, and that's this little section right here. So South Cove, like I said, lakeside living. You're going to have a ton of waterfront homes that are right along the shore there. We're on the southern shore of Lake Sammamish, and just a really great community. Family friendly, lots of single family homes. There's also quite a few condos in that area as well. But if you're looking to be, really close to the lake with maybe lake views potentially and family friendly environment, stuff to do around the neighborhood, then the South Cove neighborhood is definitely something you should consider. Okay, so I'm curious, if you could pick any neighborhood in Issaquah to live, which one would it be? Would you lean more towards a modern community like the Issaquah Highlands, or maybe somewhere with a little more rural setting like Issaquah Mountain? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're thinking about relocating to the greater Seattle area, make sure you reach out to us. We get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people just like you looking to make their move to the Seattle area, and we love it. Our favorite is to jump on a Zoom call for a quick 30-minute consultation to help game plan and just remove any of the confusion and stress of a big move. You can find the link for that in the description right down below. And if you're looking for even more information on relocating to the greater Seattle area, click on the video that's popping up right now. And until next time, we hope to see you around town. Take care. Bye.